But I want to talk about another difference maker in this game, Victor Wembanyama. We call him the alien. He was otherworldly today. Difference maker is an understatement, Steve.
Did we just witness the birth of the NBA's next great rivalry? The Thunder were 24-1. They'd won 16 straight. They were supposed to steamroll their way to an NBA Cup title. Then, Victor Wembanyama walked back onto the floor and everything changed.
Watched by Caruso. Wembanyama got it back, fires, and it drops.
The Oklahoma City Thunder weren't just beaten, they were humbled. And at the center of it all, a 7'5" unicorn, fresh of an injury, and a group of young killers with no fear. The Thunder rode into Vegas for the second straight season using the same formula that's fueled their record-tying 24-1 start. Overwhelming blowouts with just enough clutch execution when it's actually required. Oklahoma City went a perfect 5-0 in NBA Cup play, winning by an average of almost 25 points per game. That number got a serious boost when they dismantled the Phoenix Suns by 49 points in the quarterfinals, the most lopsided result anywhere in the league this season. Meanwhile, the Spurs took a very different path. San Antonio played half of their Cup group stage games without Victor Wembanyama, yet still clinched West Group C with a 3-1 record, sealing it the day after Thanksgiving with a road win in Denver. Then came the quarterfinal matchup, a date with the star-studded Lakers, a game the Spurs weren't supposed to win. Instead, Los Angeles had no answers for the San Antonio's three-guard attack. De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper combined for 63 points on 24 of 43 shooting in LA. Just the second time all season, all three have been healthy together. Most teams simply don't have the perimeter defenders to survive against that trio. But the Thunder aren't most teams. They come in waves, they're aggressive, connected, relentless. A defense capable of suffocating opponents into submission and turning games into blowouts without ever needing a shootout. But before the game, the Spurs finally got the news they'd been waiting for. Victor Wembanyama was back. After missing 12 games with a calf strain, Wemby returned to the lineup. San Antonio had gone 9-3 without him, but against the reigning champs, even with a strict minutes limit, they were going to need every ounce of what their franchise cornerstone could give. If you listened to the noise leading into the game, you'd think Oklahoma City was untouchable. Turns out, you just need an alien. This was supposed to be a blowout, but the Spurs had other plans. San Antonio beat Oklahoma City in a game that mattered to both sides. This wasn't just a random regular season night. There was real incentive on the line, with hundreds of thousands of dollars per player waiting for the winning locker room. And San Antonio played like it. After a rough opening frame, the Spurs took the fight to the Western Conference rivals, outplaying OKC in every quarter but the first. The Thunder may be coming off a championship, but that meant nothing to Victor Wembanyama and this Spurs group. They played with zero reverence and all belief. The fans in Las Vegas got their money's worth. San Antonio started slow, missing open looks and falling into an early double-digit hole, with Wembanyama sitting the entire first quarter under a strict minutes restriction. It looked like this could turn ugly fast. Then the second quarter began, and everything changed. Wembanyama checked in to open the frame and immediately flipped the game on its head. In just 3 minutes, he grabbed offensive boards, swatted a shot, dove on the floor for a loose ball, and sparked a 9-2 run that cut the deficit to 4. After that electric stretch, Victor went back to the bench, and almost instantly, the Thunder surged. That's the thing about Wembanyama. He doesn't just affect possessions, he reshapes the entire game. And without him on the floor, that shape disappears. Oklahoma City outscored San Antonio 14-4 during the middle portion of the quarter while he sat. When Wembanyama returned for the final 5 minutes of the half, the Spurs came alive again. San Antonio closed the second quarter on a 13-0 run, suddenly flipping a game that looked completely out of reach. At halftime, the Spurs trailed just 49-46, with Wembanyama sitting at a ridiculous plus 20 in a little over 7 first half minutes. The Spurs opened the third quarter without Victor, but the momentum stuck. De'Aaron Fox attacked early, giving San Antonio the lead, and a Devin Vassell 3 pushed it to 62-56, forcing an OKC timeout. From there, it turned into a grind. The second half became a back-and-forth battle, with the Spurs finding ways to stay competitive even during Wembanyama's rest minutes. Victor logged 13 minutes in the second half and began to look gassed late, yet remained dominant whenever he was on the floor. Oklahoma City made their push behind elite defense and timely plays. Alex Caruso created chaos with stops that turned into transition chances. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finished with 29 points, scoring in spots where it didn't even look possible. Jalen Williams was excellent as well. Still, this didn't look like the Thunder team that had just beaten Phoenix by 49. With just over 5 minutes remaining, Wembanyama checked back in for one final push. The final stretch was tense. The Spurs clung to a slim lead into the last minute, and things got even tighter when a fatigued Wemby missed a free throw, leaving OKC needing just 1-3 to tie. Mitch Johnson made a bold call, intentionally fouling Chet Holmgren with 8 seconds left to prevent a tying attempt from deep. Holmgren split the pair, and the rest became a chaotic parade to the free throw line. It nearly unraveled at the very end as OKC almost pulled off an intentional miss and putback. Caruso got a hand on the ball, but it wouldn't fall. Final score, Spurs 111, Thunder 109. Wembanyama's presence defined the game, but this wasn't a one-man show. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Devin Vassell all delivered key contributions. Even Luke Cornett, who scored just 2 points, made his impact felt. Against the defending champs, on a big stage, with real stakes, the Spurs didn't flinch. In a playoff-like environment, especially in a 2-point game, every possession matters, every loose ball matters, every small edge matters. While Wembanyama was out, the Spurs understood the assignment. They had to win the possession battle, crashing the glass, forcing turnovers, and using their speed to turn chaos into points. With Wemby back in the lineup, they leaned into the full formula they've been building all season. San Antonio out-rebounded Oklahoma City, punched in 16 second-chance points, while allowing just 6. And despite coughing the ball up 19 times against one of the league's most aggressive defenses, still managed to win the points off turnovers battle 26-25. That matters, because turning defense into offense is the Thunder's calling card. It's how they bury teams, pressure, deflections, and sudden 10 to 15 point avalanches that break games open. But not this time. The Spurs absorbed the pressure, answered every run, and never let OKC fully seize control. It also can't be overstated how critical San Antonio's three-point shooting was. The Spurs missed their first 12 threes, digging themselves into an early 12-point hole, but they didn't panic. They stayed with it and finished the night by hitting 13 of their final 30 from deep, a scorching 43%. Devin Vassell led the way, knocking down 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. And here's the key context. Both teams attempted the same number of free throws. San Antonio lost the turnover battle. They scored just 40 points in the paint. In a game like that, the math says your threes have to fall eventually, and they did. And that swing decided a game that came down to 2 points. Experience might still belong to Oklahoma City, but on this night, poise belonged to San Antonio. It all started with their best player and his perfectly timed return. Wembanyama reminded the world why he's already one of the most impactful players in basketball. San Antonio survived an atrocious start because Wemby maximized every second he was on the floor, then seamlessly settled into a more controlled role in the second half as the Spurs found their rhythm. Down the stretch, San Antonio made the plays they had to make, earning another clutch win, snapping the OKC's record-tying start to the season, and punching their ticket to the NBA Cup Finals. Coming off the bench for the first time in his career, Wemby finished with 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks in just 21 minutes, numbers that only begin to capture his impact. Once he checked in, the Thunder's entire offensive geometry shifted. Shots at the rim vanished, threes had to be rushed and lofted over him. And with Victor anchoring the paint, the Spurs amped up their perimeter pressure, swarming OKC's ball handlers and forcing mistakes from the defending champs. Inside T-Mobile Arena, the overwhelmingly pro-Spurs crowd let him hear it. MVP chants rained down as the Thunder struggled to keep him under control. Even with limited minutes, the 7'5" phenom poured in 15 points in the fourth quarter alone. The on-off numbers told the story bluntly. Plus 21 with Wemby on the floor, minus 19 when he sat. Think Victor makes a difference? And the Spurs star didn't do it alone. San Antonio had 4 20-point scorers, led by Devin Vassell's 23 points, with Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox each adding 22 alongside Wemby. Castle carried over the aggression that fueled his 30-point explosion in the quarterfinals. He attacked relentlessly, driving straight into the teeth of Oklahoma City's defense and challenging their bigs at the rim. His 2 buckets in the middle of the fourth were massive, first cutting the deficit to 1, then giving the Spurs a 1-point lead with a 2-handed dunk that easily could have been an and 1. Vassell led the team in scoring, but his fourth quarter stretch perfectly complemented Wembanyama and Castle. 2 enormous threes, 3 clutch free throws, and strong defensive possessions against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. A player who once frustrated Spurs fans is now blossoming in his role next to Victor and the guards. And when the Spurs needed steadiness, someone to calm the chaos and close, they turned to De'Aaron Fox. Whether it's knocking down pressure free throws or splashing timely threes, Fox knows how to finish games. That skill alone has already pushed San Antonio closer to the destination they're chasing. The Spurs needed Fox's poise and playmaking in the pick and roll early in the third quarter, when he opened the half with 3 buckets to grab the lead while Wemby rested. And while he didn't have a spectacular run in the closing stint, Fox still added to his impressive fourth quarter scoring profile, 5 points in the opening 2 minutes of the fourth on a pair of free throws and a right wing 3. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. We already knew Wembanyama was the future, but what if the future is already here? In a spotlight game, this young core didn't flinch, despite facing the defending champions and an unforgiving schedule. As of today, the Spurs have been on the road 20 of the last 22 days. Since November 20, they've played just 1 home game. Nevada marked the 10th state they've played in during that stretch, a journey covering more than 5,000 miles. That kind of grind breaks teams, especially young ones. But for one night, with perhaps the freakiest, most alien unicorn superhero in basketball on the other side, the scorching hot Oklahoma City squad looked human. The Thunder led by as many as 16 points, but shot just 41% from the field and a brutal 24% from 3, a slump that snapped the franchise's all-time best 16-game winning streak. The Thunder came in as the NBA's best closers. In the rare moments when games were tight, Oklahoma City owned a staggering plus 41.4 net rating in clutch situations. The Spurs knew that too, they just didn't care. After the win, Stephon Castle summed it up perfectly. People say the Thunder are unbeatable, but we come into every game feeling like we're unbeatable too. That's a bold statement from a young team, and after this game, their confidence should be through the roof. We just watched the best team in the NBA lose to a team that hasn't even fully activated yet. This win sends a message. Nobody is safe anymore. The NBA has a serious San Antonio Spurs problem, and as Victor Wembanyama ramps back up, it might turn into a full-blown NBA crisis. Do you think the Spurs can take the NBA Cup final against the Knicks? Let me know in the comments. And if you're going to be watching the Spurs run closely all season, subscribe and hit the bell. We're breaking it all down. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe you could check out one of these on your screen now.